I'm hitting the button. We're doing the thing.
We got it. We are live right now, Tony. So it says it on the thing. So
it says it on the thing?
Fire it up. Yeah, I know. Mine has a delay as well.
I can read. How about that? See, you thought black people couldn't read. I can read.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Shaka.
This is why I read people's T-shirts, so that way I can find one illiterate person one day for them to be like, how the fuck did you do that?
Well, it's easy to find now, I promise you. It's much easier to find now than ever before.
Everyone, we are the Podguyz Podcast, bringing it to you as we do every Monday night, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. We're actually an hour early this week. We have an international guest with us, but we're going to get into his name, what he does, why he's here. My name is Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have the ever-loving Picasso, the doer of dreams, the don'ter of science, the amazing color actor of colormatic transformation. Oof, I know. I had to pull that one out of somewhere.
All right. Yep. Listening to that like was wild. It's like watching somebody just fail at figure skating. Where you're like, oh God.
That was the Surya Bonali. That was the Surya Bonali of introductions. Thank you for that.
Lay Sparky.
Sparky's got the big board there. He says, hi, he is our non-verbal verbalist. He will speak through the sign, but he will not do sign language. Last time he did, he offended everyone who is deaf in Zimbabwe, which is terrible because he doesn't even know the fucking Zimbabwe language. It's a whole thing. It was an international thing at the time. It was the Podguyz versus Zimbabwe. And you know me, Tony, whenever I'm trying to argue with people, I always say, fuck Zimbabwe, right? And then they're like, I didn't know, like all of Zimbabwe had a Facebook group where they're like, fuck Kevin.
Although Sparky last week was at WrestleMania hanging out with Obey.
Yeah.
Obey.
Yeah, he did. Now, Sparky, I know what you're thinking. How did Sparky get to WrestleMania? Was it the Make-A-Wish Foundation? Was it a ladder and him pretending to be a construction worker? Both. He had a ladder, and he says, by the way, I'm the kid from Make-A-Wish. And they're like, right on ahead. Right, thanks for doing construction work, too, here.
He's a big-ass kid.
Yeah. Benjamin Button's disease is a 1 out of 1 million chance of happening to, that is an unofficial fictitious disease out there that doesn't get enough light shined on it. While we're
actually turn the lights off, turn them off. See, let's just forget it. We have enough network to support.
That's true.
Dude, Brad Pitt needs
we are joined by a Foursquare this week. We have the very enlightening, very funny, very talented Triston N.
Yeah, well, that's just a stage name. You can just call me Triston, but I want the people to know they made me jump through hoops just to get on this call. The application process was very fierce. I'm glad I made it. Thank God for diversity hires.
Yes. Persistence pays.
DEI, baby. Come on, let's go.
Woo!
Yeah, we got our one for the month. No.
I said, does he have a camera? Can he smile? He's in.
Tony, it's too warm to be February right now. What the fuck?
As long as I get Employee of the Month, I won't complain about my one appearance.
No.
Make it happen.
Perfect.
Chris, you are in Portugal right now.
Correct. I'm in Portugal. It is 2:15 a.m. and I've just left the buffet for the first time since the pandemic, and I'm feeling great with this glass of wine. So let's go.
I got to ask, right? Because American food, Portuguese food, Chinese food. You went to a Chinese buffet, but is the Chinese different in Portugal than it is in the United States?
Yeah, it's much lighter. It's actually better. And this is there's a big Asian population here in Portugal. It's a pretty big one.
Wow. What ethnicity is it like Chinese? Is it Japanese? Is it like Korean?
I mean, they have whole streets here. They have restaurants. They own like entire streets here where you can get Chinese, you can get Thai, you can get Japanese, you can get Korean, you can get everything.
Wow.
A little version of Chinatown.
A freaking melting pot.
Much cheaper here. The food here is much cheaper than the States. So
that's People like to make a big event over buying a $15 salad around here at a shit show, where they're just like, I'll take the $15. Like, people don't want to cook at home anymore for some odd reason. It's ridiculous. I mean, my wife is originally from the Philippines, so when you said there's Chinese there, I'm thinking to myself, are you sure they're Chinese? They're not just Portuguese?
No, listen, I've lived in 20. I've lived in 20 countries now. Give me some credit. I think I
will.
I can tell you. I can tell the difference between a Korean person, a Filipino person.
I don't believe you. List them off right now.
Do it now. No, I like when
we would need a map. Sparky, put up the map.
That reminds me of The King of the Hill when Hank's dad's like looking at the one guy and he's like, "Oh, what do you think I am?" And the guy's like, "Lao." He's like, like he knew. But no, there's a distinct difference in every person around the world. It's what makes the world beautiful, because we're all different people.
Thank God.
Sparky's working on his map. We got him a map last year. I think last year or 2 years ago, we got him a map, and he has not been able to stop drawing on the goddamn
Just
thing.
get him a fucking Etch-a-Sketch, and then he can play all day. Just you can make new shapes.
He did. He was getting
Sparky.
He was getting way too much. He was getting way too much as like a.
There we go. We got a world map.
Look at that. World map right there. Okay, so we are right there. He's got the colored in right there of Portugal. Now,
very good.
Whoa, Sparky! Why are you going straight to Africa? You racist!
No, he's no Sparky. No, wait. Hold on. Sparky is correct, because tomorrow I'm flying to Marrakesh. I'm flying to Morocco.
Morocco, nice.
Tomorrow night I'm flying to Morocco.
What will you be doing in Morocco, may we ask, and where?
I will be in Agadir, and my only objective is to get as black as Whoopi Goldberg's lips. That's it.
Ooh!
Wow.
That's dark.
Yeah, that's black. I want to be blue black.
That's dark.
Black that I shine.
Whoopi Goldberg, by the way, great marketer.
You're gonna need a gallon of KY jelly, or just some sort of jelly.
Whoopi Goldberg, by the way, her real name is Caitlin Johnson, right? Karen Johnson. Karen Johnson. So when she came out with the Whoopi Goldberg idea, she said she wanted to throw Goldberg on the end because she figured that Jewish people were being hired before her, and Whoopi, so that way she could remind people of the Whoopi cushion to get dressed in more comedy
aspect.
So she put it both in there, and then the next day she gets callbacks for the one movie was Ghost that she got a callback for. So like, there's a little bit of marketing in there that really has to be done. Now, Triston, you know as much as I do, marketing is not just on the agent's part, but you got to be doing it yourself as well.
Well, that's what I have an agency. That's what I specialize in. I do a lot of PR for other artists. Nice. And brands. So like the way I would market Whoopi Goldberg is she's a singular talent. You can't compare her to anybody. She can do anything. Oh, he's got the map out, Sparky. Thank you for this color.
There, yep, look at that. He found Morocco. He found it. Look at, see, you're going from there to there. Is he right?
He's correct.
Portugal to Morocco. Beautiful.
See, we can't afford fancy animations on here, so we have Sparky doing them by hand. It's our own way of saying fuck you, AI.
By the way, this show is brought to you by Travelocity. Go to Travelocity.com.
Yeah.
For all your shipping needs.
Travelocity will be suing you tomorrow.
Yeah, they've tried. They don't even, Triston, they don't even sue us. They just send us letters and talk shit on how poor we are. They're like, hey, Podguyz, fuck you.
We're not even wasting the money to sue these bastards.
Yeah, please sue us, Travelocity. Come on. Have us come out there and be like, you're picking on these poor podcasters, this jerk corporation. One of my favorite corporates.
Who are they? Spirit Airlines?
Oh, listen. Oh, Spirit. I'm scared of like Spirit because I might get spirits as in dead.
People, Triston, people trust American Spirit cigarettes more than they do fucking Spirit Airlines. Where they're like, I can almost taste the dead Native American souls. It's like, dude, you're not supposed to be tasting that. What the fuck are you doing?
They make you build your own seats for this fucking airline and then get on the plane. Like, what the hell? You got to build your own seat. And
that's
your own wings.
And Triston, that is the only. Okay, so what they do that for a good reason. They want to keep the fat people off of the planes So they give them an activity that they know they'll never finish.
True.
You know, and then they'll say,
They
you
say,
gotta,
work with your hands. Here's a half roll of duct tape and some bungee cords.
yep, you all have to power the plane with your legs. And they're like, oh, shit, worst airline ever. You know, and they fucking give it 1 star after a week and a half because they got their phone out of their fat ass, but they had to reach around and they can't get around that fucking far. So they had to go call 911 with their voice. Help, I'm dying. Since they have a nurse dig it out of their back pocket like a fat, lazy fuck. You know the type, right? No,
I thought they fucking went out of business. I thought they went out of business.
Now, Spirit Airline is actually just a spirit of once they were an airline. So, yeah, I guess they did go a little out of business. Tony, what is the status of Spirit Airline? Are you able to still throw your money senselessly out of the New York Stock Exchange, or would you rather just, what do you do with your finger?
I was testing the air to see if Spirit Airlines. They might still be in business.
You know how the fuck does Delta, who literally had 2 planes smash into fucking buildings on 9/11, they're still in business? How the fuck does that happen? They're still good. Like, that's the company you would think, oh shit, they're out of business now because, oh shit, right? And then you see the second plane and you're like, oh yeah, now it's definitely done. And then
even more recently when they had Airbuses that were so faulty that when they purchased, I think it was 12 individual airplanes, every single one of them couldn't pass the safety test.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, that
Thank
sounds
you,
like
Boeing.
Boeing. Oh, yeah, wonderful Boeing, where every one of their employees are like, I wouldn't fly on one of these planes only because I put it together and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like,
they're missing parts.
Triston, that was take your father to work day, or that was take your daughter to work day, sort of thing. Where
Daddy, are we gonna die today? Daddy, is this
you're like, little girls like, Dad, what do you do for a living? I help along with people's suicide. By building these planes, and holy shit, boy, do I lose a lot of sleep. Well, baby girl, you know how much I drink every night, right? This is why all of this shit. Suicide Airlines. You're like, Dad, why are you putting the nails in there? So I look busy on camera, and I don't get fired immediately because I gotta be doing something. All right, so we're just putting the fuck nails in anything right now. All right, watch how I'm gonna hit the air. Flask on a zip,
This kind of like I think I'll just walk. Just walk.
Gotta love it, man.
And hitchhiking is safer.
You gotta love it. Oh, it's safer than going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner anymore. I guess people are just running in there with shotguns. Shotguns. This is the dumbest way. If you want to kill somebody, you're using shotgun. Dick Cheney shot his friend in the face at close range with a shotgun, nothing happened. He still made him apologize the next day later.
I pine for the days when they didn't miss. I miss the days when it was over. It only took one bullet, and they were done with this.
That's the thing. It was never always one guy with the Kennedy assassination. They were like, all right, we can't just trust one guy to do this, right? So let's just have 7 of them. All right. And if one of them comes through successful, then we're good.
And did you see the footage of what's his name Miller running behind his wife as the shooter was coming? They said the shooter was coming from, they didn't even know he was using his wife as a meat shield.
Like, that's quality.
Stephen Miller was like this. Oh, come on, wifey. And she was pregnant. She was pregnant with his baby.
Oh, man. Maybe he has life insurance on her and Gerber baby life insurance on the unborn baby.
Gerber!
It sounds like a smart financial move if that was the case. Either that or he's a fucking coward.
That part.
If there's somebody coming at with a gun, right? And I don't know. Triston, are you a married man?
I'm not.
Okay. So if you're a married man, and you've had a day with your wife who's pregnant, right? And, she's fucking bitching
first of all,
hold on
Kevin.
now, Tony. Hold on.
I need to point out the obvious.
Yeah.
Triston, right? You're a good-looking guy. Guy,
he's
right?
Gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. He's drinking fucking wine. And he's on a podcast. Nobody's nagging at him in the background.
No.
Okay.
He has beautiful African artwork up on the wall.
That is Italian, but that's all right.
You have something to say, Tony, so I can sue you tomorrow?
Yeah, God the damn it, Tony. So
I'm just saying in general. You have
Triston,
nobody nagging you from behind, no screaming kids, nothing.
Triston, what I'm saying is simply, and I'll throw this out there. So the guy's got a pregnant wife, right? Who God knows how hormonal she is. And then he finds a way where he's like, he instinctively is pissed off at her all day because of all the bitching, right? And then says to himself, oh, there's a gun person. Quick, don't kill my wife or anything like that. You know, just don't do that. That would be awful.
This is one of those Handmaid's Tales unions anyway. She's just there for the children and the stability. They don't love each other. They probably wouldn't sleep in the same house.
Yep. It's the what was that? The movie Arthur or whatever with Dudley Moore. The whole hook up the rich people so that way the rich keep the rich company sort of thing. And if they fuck, at least no one's taking any extra cash. No one's donating to the bottom dwellers sort of thing. Sparky, flip that big board around there, brother. We'll see what's going on in the mind of Sparky because he does. Ezra Miller at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. That is the one fast man. There he is.
There's the Flash.
The Flash with a gun. Just ran right through and must have the security acted very quick. Quick.
This is what I don't understand.
This is what I don't understand. All right. So now correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Because I just saw a little bit. I saw as much as anybody else that saw it, like I was watching the NBA game and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Right. And then that was interrupted. Anyways. So the guy got past security with a little bit of with a weapon. And then they immediately jump on him and got him. Right. And then after that, they're like, oh, quick, let's start moving people out of seats. No, Sparky, what happened? Sparky, say the words then. Say the words. I don't want to see an illustration real quick. I just need him unmuted so that way we can get Sparky.
He's unmuted already.
Okay, Sparky, hit it.
He actually ran by security.
Okay.
If you actually look at the security camera footage, it actually looked like the Flash running by. And they actually opened fire on him. Yeah, and nobody hit him.
Nobody hit him. The dude had one shotgun, one rifle, 2 handguns, and 4 knives.
That he brought from California all the way to DC.
Okay.
On public transportation.
Well, I was just gonna say I want to know what kind of car he's driving because I'm buying that.
He was driving Greyhound.
Driving Greyhound. Oh my God.
Well, he
just go Greyhound.
He took a train. He took a train. He took the train from California to Chicago.
You see, real psychopaths travel by rail. They always have. Hobos used to do it. They used to travel from town to town, murder, ride the rails onto the next town to do it. God.
Kevin, like every good person, like who does something stupid, of course he wrote it down in his fucking manifesto.
Well, that's
how you know that's how you know it's staged because he can write.
There you go.
Like Trump supporters can't read or write.
It's a psyop whenever there's a manifesto done. You know it is because.
Did you see the footage where the Secret Service were protecting J.D. Vance before Trump? I'm like, in what scenario?
Dude, they grabbed him so fast.
I'm like,
Trump was at least 15 to 20 seconds later, and he said, "What? What?" And they grabbed him and threw him on the ground.
Did you see how Benjamin Netanyahu came out immediately afterwards saying that he did not send that guy over? See, just so everybody knows. No, Triston.
You can't censor me.
Benjamin Netanyahu did not do that, but he did after the Charlie Kirk murder, which was fucking weird because who the fuck does that? Why would you come out on any TV station saying, I know what a lot of people are thinking? It's like, what are we thinking? Who are you again? You're thinking me, the prime minister, had somebody killed. Huh? Holy shit.
And speaking of Charlie Kirk, what about his wife just fake crying again? How many? She has one tear. She has brought that tear to every event for the last
Triston,
4 months.
She bottled it up. She went like this.
Triston, that's the thing. Erica Kirk has a new love interest. Her and P. Diddy are now dating because they're both great at dancing at funerals.
And there's no baby oil left on any shelves now.
No, there's that's when you know he's in town.
Sadly.
Like,
Sadly.
So what happened to all the condoms and baby oil? Oh, P. Diddy's
It's
in town.
all in her hair. She's sliding right past her children.
Sliding around. If anything,
that was the Flash. She was the
Flash. Wait, was she there? Was she at the
That
White
was
House?
her.
Yes, she was.
What the
she
fuck
was. She was there. They have footage of her running out crying. I can't take this anymore. But then why do you keep showing
shooting.
up? If you can't handle it, why do you keep showing up to every
Why
event
are
just
people-
to cry that one tear and flee the scene?
I am now convinced that somehow she has been fucking everybody that's got a gun around her. Because how it's a coincidence, Triston. It's a coincidence when like one time you're like, oh man, there's an assassination attempt. But if you're at both of them, you are on the level of you and George H.W. Bush and
being at the right place at the right time at the right fucking.
No, Tony, you're always at the wrong place at the wrong time all the time. Come on.
Here's my
how
problem
is
with
it
it.
possible?
That guy that threw the shoe at Bush had more accuracy than these people with the guns. I'm like, come on now.
Well,
he hit him with the shoe. He actually hit him with
two shoes. Two shoes.
Right. And he had two. He had three. And you can't hit him with the bullets. Come on now.
Yeah.
Get a slingshot. Get a slingshot.
We got the Shiite with two shoes, throwing Shiite shoes. And George W. I like how George W. got back up and said, hey, like that. And you're like, what the fuck? When did George Bush turn into
You need a good Spanish mamacita who has like some chanclitas.
When did George W. Bush turn into fucking Ernest where he's like, hey, just dodge, duck back in there?
He was bobbing and weaving.
Yeah. I think George Bush was at his I don't give a fuck stage. Like right now we're seeing with this whole Iran bullshit, right? That's going on. It is to monopolize the Strait of Hormuz, and then they're going to go and try to monopolize another area over in China, where that trade area is, and that. There's one key factor. Just a theory, okay? Peter Thiel, total, call Elon Musk what you will. Peter Thiel's on some level of scumbag. Very few people have seen before. So Peter Thiel had this blank check company called Bridgewater, and when Bridgewater couldn't find a dance partner on the New York Stock Exchange, he found one. His idea was make Bridgewater 2 and extend his period of time. That's how much money this guy has. Okay. Operation Looking Glass, right, was before Facebook, and then Facebook came out through Zuckerberg, and Peter Thiel funded both. Okay. So that's fucking weird right off the rip. Peter Thiel, by the way, MNY, Money Hero is the name of the company. It's a shell company that really doesn't do much the fuck of anything, right? But they are located in that Asian area, that TFAP kind of area over there, right? So they're located over there in Hong Kong area, Hong Kong, Thailand, to deal with everybody's credit situation. They don't have many customers yet because there's no need for it.
They don't need them.
But why would Peter Thiel be so heavily invested in a company that doesn't really have as many customers yet and keeps getting these weird donations from sub corporations? Because there will be an eventual need for them, and I don't know when, but I'm loaded up. I'm waiting. I just bet on scumbags being scumbags, and they always pop up. They're always the same players, no matter what. And he's one of them. His Palantir speech just shows all of his cards. Have you?
I will say this: I lived in China, I lived in Hong Kong and Shanghai for about 2.5, 3 years, and I tell you that is the most corrupt country I've ever lived in. And it's just, when you live there, you see it. That's the only country I've lived in.
But you can't say anything about it.
No, you can't, because the people there can't speak out on the government. And that's the only country I've lived in where I don't feel like I'm on this planet. It's that different. It really is that different. So, yeah, it's heady there. But it's like they don't have social media. They don't have access to Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. So they don't know anything about the outside world. And the people are nice, but they're very ignorant. They're very ignorant.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. The have you ever been to the Philippines? It's a beautiful country, man. Beautiful.
No, I haven't been there. I want to go. That's on my list.
You have to go to the Philippines. All your $1 bills turn into $60 bills.
Yeah, but what's the good parts to go? So you have to tell me where to go.
I would go to the island of Cebu. The people are the nicest I've ever experienced in my life. And I've run into a Canadian Mormon before, and you're like, whoa, Canadian Mormon.
Canadian Mormon.
There is that person, by the way, never blinked. And I mean, never. They're just like, hey, nice to meet you. Want to talk about Jesus Christ and the Latter.
I know what drug that is. I know what drug that is.
Drink the juice, my friend.
Yeah, that's crack juice. I know what that is, baby.
We need to bring back some crack juice. It powered the whole world for a while. Coca-Cola put cocaine in their soda to get everybody addicted to Coca-Cola for profitable base. But
I will tell you this, that's true that I know. I was just in Bogota for the first time about 6 weeks ago, and I was leaving a club. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, fuck, I'm so tired. And somebody just came over to me. Would you like some cocaine? I was like, no, I'm tired.
What the hell?
No, so it's true. They will offer you cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, that's not, and it's not like, so movies and people in over excess of everything has made cocaine seem like the worst thing ever. And sure, you can overdose on it in immediate sense and all that nice crap. But yeah, if you're doing it, as a person that needs to, get from one shift to the next, then do it up. But the reason
you can be Keith Richards and just went for breakfast.
He snorted his own.
That dude has embalmed himself in cocaine.
He's never gonna die. We will die first. And
he's
917 years old.
still playing Start Me Up. He goes to sleep playing the same songs over and over and over again. But Triston, you made a really great point. These artists, a lot of artists are hanging around too long. Okay, they're not letting new people get in there. But right when somebody new gets in there, they turn into a Taylor Swift type, where you're like, the fuck? Now, call me. I'm 40 years old. I'm not supposed to understand the music of Taylor Swift as much as a teenager or a girl going to college in her 20s or mid-20s, or a woman with one divorce and one bad breakup or whatever the hell. I don't really see what she's doing differently than any other female artist has already done. Am I wrong?
What she's doing better than the other artists she's making? Average young people think, oh, I can do it. I can write songs that a 6th grade person could write and put it to tepid music, and I could be a star too. She makes it very accessible. That's what it is. It's mediocre madness. Because if it was even a Bonnie Raitt or a Whitney Houston, this girl would never be she wouldn't even be at the level she was at right now if it weren't for Kanye West. Because Kanye West, if he had not gone to that stage, she would have been a 3rd-tier country pop singer.
Yeah, she would have been around the Carrie Underwood area, right?
She would have been lower than her.
Lower, because Carrie Underwood, very beautiful, very talented, better vocal range, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
The Kanye West, he's been able to
he's elevated mediocre people.
Yeah, well, Kanye West, even musically, right? He's been able to give himself free range, right? And then, like the press gets in his face and they say, hey, say something crazy, and he will, because he's just either being himself or amplifying what he already is, just to,
not to say that we are Kanye connoisseurs. We are not Kanye connoisseurs.
Neither am I. But I made a point before. Over here, overseas, he's huge. Over here, he is not canceled. Over here, Will Smith is not canceled. All the stuff that you all hear every day over there, it doesn't come overseas. They hear the music and that's it. They don't know about this Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. They don't know that Drake is not considered part of the community as much as Kendrick Lamar. Drake is bigger over here because he makes it more realistic for these white young European kids. Oh, he's biracial. I could possibly do that too. He looks like me. That's what it is. That really is marketing.
So it's a visual marketing, and exactly. then it's not just taken from one bucket; it's taken from 2 buckets, sort of thing. It was
because they get the hip hop. All these pop star hip hop singers, the biggest ones are light skinned. You have Ice Spice, who is tepid and mediocre. she's bigger over here than she should be. Cardi B. Megan Thee Stallion is a better artist, but
like
Cardi
when
B is bigger.
Like when Adele lost weight, and now people are like, whoa. We're not looking like that anymore. Who do we got? And then people from big music world were just like, wait a second, we got an idea. We got Lizzo here. So now we got the African American audience and the overweight ones, body positivity, the whole thing. So we had a replacement in the gun the whole time. Right when what's his face?
And she was found by Prince. She was, yeah.
Yeah, the Post Malone, when he started looking like he could have overdosed at any moment, they were like, okay, let's get Jelly Roll in here. All right, because he's probably got, he's got a rehab story. That's a check mark right there. Tattoos on the face, a unique personality. He praises God too. We got a lot of check marks here, and he's not afraid of just selling out completely. He'll read your commercial with a smile and all that nice stuff. He'll bring his, he's hitting what you're also pointing at. He's hitting a moment of reality with everybody's achievable goals right there, where everybody can actually can look at Jelly Roll's wife and say, hey, you know what? I could probably hook up with a woman that looks like that. Tony, sorry about that. What's going on?
That's okay.
Yeah.
I have to bring this up because Triston is a PR person. He's very good at, journalism and creative directing. And in your opinion, Triston.
Uh-oh.
No. Nothing bad.
On the spot.
No.
I want to sue him tomorrow.
Look, we have to ask questions every once in a while. It just can't be a smash up.
I have to sue the white man tomorrow.
You heard that, Delta Airlines?
American culture in Portugal. How big is it from a PR standpoint? As far as Portuguese culture, do you feel like Portuguese culture is getting pushed out and American culture is getting pushed in? Or is it like 50-50-ish?
I put it like this. I wanted to move here in 2017. I just moved here now because I came here after the pandemic. And now there's a drove of Americans here. And, most Americans that come here, I don't even like because they want everything to be like when they lived in Chicago.
Instant gratification.
They want it. They don't speak Portuguese. I speak Portuguese. They don't want to learn anything about it. They want their country here.
It's city hillbillies. That's what they are. They're a hillbilly version of city folk, where they're just
they
like
have money. They have money, but it's not like
we have that. We're from Pennsylvania here in the United States, right? So we have people from New York, and this is how you can tell they're from New York. They will tell you within 5 seconds of conversation while wearing a Yankees hat, and then they'll say something like, we don't have stuff like this here in New York, where I'm from. Manhattan area, where Long Island, and then they'll try to fucking do the hand thing of where the map is, and I'm just like, sir, shut the fuck up. I don't even know who you are. Like, what's going on here?
True.
They do this. They do the same here. It's the same.
Yeah, it's and it's tough, but normally people that are uncomfortable in an environment that they're trying to recreate for themselves get to just push themselves right out anyways. Sparky, flip that big board around. Let's see what's going on.
What is he saying?
It says, meeting celebrities talking about their careers. Okay, I got Tiger, Justin, and Brittany.
No. Speaking of which, and that's a good one right there, because Britney Spears is another case study, because even when she first came out, I said, this girl is trailer trash. Great. She's great for pop because she's a puppet pop princess. They souped her up, made her presentable, put her on stage, drugged her up, made the money. She should be worth $1 billion. You know how much money they stole from her? She should be worth more than Beyonce, more than Chris, all of them.
Let me alliterate on this. It was all about the mouse and the way that he had his bitch come out and just make some motherfucking money for Disney World.
Britney Spears is basically a money laundering machine if you just wanted to put money into her and take it out of her in the same, by saying oh no, I'm helping her manage her money because she's out of her fucking mind. And did you do a Britney Spears dance move there? Because I saw it. You were like,
Brittany, go get me a mouse tool.
That was just a fucking fly. God damn it.
Because that's what was
that was Brittany with the knives.
Well,
that's gonna be a Fortnite skin tomorrow.
Yeah, Brittany with the knives. Yeah. Britney Spears, though, from Louisiana. So I've never met too many classy people from that area that haven't been exploited by the Disney machine.
But see, my mother's from Louisiana. You know how I knew that she was from the trailer parks? The way it's even spelled. Have you ever met a Britney spelled that way? Ever?
Not with always with 2 T's, never with 1.
At N-E-Y, come on, that's the first sign. And then when her sister got knocked up at 14, that was the second sign. Did you remember that?
I do.
People forget that. They don't really talk about it.
And I never talk about it.
That is actually that is the only thing I ever talk about. I make people very uncomfortable. They're always like, "Hey, man, beautiful day out," and I'm like, "Hey, Britney Spears' sister got knocked up and aborted when she was 14 years old," and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Now her daughter's grown. Her daughter is fucking grown.
No, I know, but she's kind of brain dead. No, I'm joking.
Well, Britney wasn't far behind. They picked the dumbest one. That's why they picked her, because she's dumb and she's impressionable.
Bingo. They got Ryan Gosling. Speaking of that, Ryan Gosling in that same area of the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing where they said, "Hey, can you read?" And he's like, "Kinda." And they're like, "All right, well, can you work out, a lot so you can get abs and we don't have to, worry about your reading."
Look at all those young, impressionable entertainers. Justin Bieber. What's his name?
Usher.
Well, I mean,
Usher's another one,
young and impressionable.
Yeah, very, very much so, to the point. And Usher actually had a good amount of work ethic into his talent. Where he did so much that P. Diddy beat it out of him and probably sucked it out of him too. A lot of sucking and a lot of beating. Yeah, a lot of baby oil on that one. Yeah. Sometimes you got to grease the wheels with bottles and bottles of baby oil until those wheels scream, "Please stop! Help me!"
And even that with Usher, now he's going on tour with Chris Brown. I'm like, how much money do you need? Are you really going to jeopardize your reputation to tour with this man who still is known for beating women?
Like, Rihanna, honestly, yeah. Usher and Chris Brown. I mean, Chris Brown hospitalized.
So here's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on a list of Mickey Mouse Club members that were kind of taken advantage of in some way. Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, J.C. Chavez, and Kerry Russell.
But Tristan, I think what you're saying is 100% right and to your point, all of those people, if they were put on Celebrity Jeopardy and given actual questions, we're staying at negatives or in the 0 range right there. They are handpicked for that reason. They're good looking and they make sure that they're going to break a lot of rules on educating them while they're on the set, sort of thing. And
the only two that even got out relatively unscathed were Kerry Russell and Ryan Gosling, because they actually had decent to mediocre parents that their parents gave a damn to watch over them when they were kids. The rest of them, no, they all have horror stories they may not talk about. But everybody knows everybody in the industry knows they've had them.
Well, if you got horror stories and being a Disney star is better than being horror stories from a Nickelodeon show. Let's just throw it out there, right?
That's a different. That's what
there's Disney trauma, but you're still making money, and then there's Nickelodeon trauma, but you're on the decline right there.
That's an A24 horror story.
The graph, the pie chart on that shit is just awful to watch. Sparky, flip that forward right there.
And what does it say?
Oh, yes, ride that wrecking ball. Never mind Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus had to get out of her Disney contract by not only posing naked with her achy-breaky heart of a father, where he's just running out of achy-breaky heart money. He's like, "You want to buy my daughter?" sort of thing for the Hannah Montana series. But yes, she broke the ethically cause or ethic cause or whatever.
She broke that. She broke that, the ethnic clause too. Because remember when Haley went to the hood. Remember when Hannah went to the hood?
Yeah.
So suddenly she was twerking at 16 on the stripper pole. She was. And then she did what they all do. Oh, I found my true self. Now I'm whole and complete. That's the era she's in now. Which is fine, but they all have the era with let's go to the ghetto. Let's see how far we can go to the ghetto, and then let's go be redeemed.
she's got that prettiest Denny's waitress look about her in some areas, where you're like, damn, out of all of them right here, that's the one. That's all right. It's still good.
I was thinking Waffle House employee.
No, come on, Tony. She's not a Waffle House employee. Get the fuck going on that one.
Yeah, she sounds like she went through about 40 packs of Pall Mall.
You know what?
But she could punch somebody in the face.
I would say she's more like a Waffle House third owner into the franchise, and also owns 2 shitty trailers that she keeps raising the lot rent on every week.
You win.
You know what I mean? It's bad, dude. It's not Waffle House employee though.
I was gonna say Amanda Bynes, but you beat me.
Amanda Bynes.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Amanda Bynes is Waffle House material right there. You
Because she's
Triston, I have to ask, as a PR person, is there any way to help her?
No, because she's the one doing meth on her breaks.
Yeah.
It's too late. This cannot
too
be
late.
healed. It's too late.
I would say make a fucking Broadway musical of her and Dan Snyder playing Beauty and the Beast. Maybe that brings both of them back at the same time. It's gross, but I mean, if we're really going at it, if they both really need the money, team up again, guys. Do it again.
That man ran through some teens. He ran through some teens.
Hold on. And the only thing I could say is he never touched the fat ugly girl from all that. All right,
he might have. You never know.
He didn't. She was the only one that said like, well, no one ever abused me. It's like, well, I'm sure there's a reason.
Why not me? Why not?
Yeah. Hey, darling, start making.
She even tried to pop out a titty. She was like,
listen. Please bless me.
Listen,
bless me.
Triston, she is still currently trying to put together the chair that Spirit Airline gave her.
She's like, I just want to fly. I want to fly like everybody else. Help me, Jesus. I want to fly.
Yeah. Your Honor, I call the fat girl from all that.
Listen,
on behalf of my client.
Fat girls now just one Ozempic pill away from their true destiny.
That is true.
Like they're slurping that shit down like Skittles now.
Whatever happened to just doing cocaine and not eating?
Right. I'm like, what about meth and a sensible crack pipe?
Meth or like a lot of heroin.
A sensible crack pipe. Like there's no such thing as an insensible one.
Well, no, a sensible crack. Now, hold on, Tony. I'll defend crack pipes here. All right. A sensible crack pipe is
clean.
It's clean. It's clean, and you could take it places, and it's
got beautiful glass work in it.
Yeah, exactly. An unsensible crack.
Uranium depleted core, so that it fucking glows in the dark once you hit it with a fucking lighter.
I will show you what an unsensible crack pipe looks like. I will crush this can.
Oh, I thought he actually.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You're right.
Yeah.
I got an empty can right here. That would be an unsensible crack pipe.
You're right.
You're right. I was like, what? He actually has a crack pipe there. This is the Geraldo Rivera show. He actually got a crack pipe. What the hell?
Just we talk about crack a lot on the show, so I have a couple of them laying around here.
No, see, my best friend is Irish, and the first time I went there, they say, "What's the crack?" I was like, "Oh no crack for me." The first time I went there, I was like, "Oh no crack for me." They were like, "No, what's the crack means? What's going on?" I was like, "Oh well, please specify, because in my country, crack is bad."
Crack is whack.
Well, I mean, Hunter Biden gave such a romantic example of what the chemistry is behind crack. I'm like, Hunter, talk more about crack. Go on, sir. Keep going.
And he wasn't doing that shit alone. Jill was right there with him. Like, give me a pipe. Give me the pipe. Your daddy is about to die on me.
Yeah, they're like. I
want to get into a great story, but Sparky has something on the board.
Real quick, Hunter Biden's like, I may be on crack, but I know that's not my dad. It's a dude with a mask on.
Dan Snyder went from Nickelodeon to the Washington Redskins. Can you cheer covered in slime?
Oh yeah, this Washington Redskins cheerleader scandal where they went ahead and you didn't hear about this?
Triston, strap down, strap in, strap around.
Is it new?
This is Spirit Airlines Part 2.0, sir.
This is from 2 franchises. The one was about 4 years ago this happened, or before the name change, right? Where you didn't want to, if you wanted to look up, Washington Redskins stuff, and then you saw this little scandal where the Snyder, old owner of the Redskins, had the girls go on a cruise with the players sort of thing, right? And they would make sure to travel outside of international waters. That way, no matter what was done,
everything was legal.
Technically wasn't illegal.
So Epstein.
Yeah, I would say a lot of the allegations rhymed with the word cape and
grape.
And tape.
Yeah, it was
red tape.
And one aspect was the slime that was put on the girls in the affidavit. But then they said, "Oh no, we're going to change the name of our team," and they did. So conveniently, you didn't look up the Washington Redskins, and that was not the first thing that popped up. You had to look up the Washington football team. And
I hate that fucking name. I hate that fucking name. Yeah, I'm like, for me, they're always the Redskins. Fuck this shit.
They're the Redskins. They had they had such a rich history as a team, and then to a point you get the wrong ownership in there, and you get bad players, you get bad draft picks, bad coaches. It's just a whole thing.
Listen, I was born in Dallas. I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, and until Jerry Jones dies, they will never win another fucking Super Bowl.
Jerry Jones did a fantastic night. He had a fantastic night on draft day. Caleb Downs moving up to get him off my Dolphins. My Dolphins are fucking awful. Which
means he's going to die soon. If they're getting good draft picks, that means he's going to die soon.
He's drafted Dak Prescott in the 4th round. He was able to make a trade for Deion Sanders before to get them an instant Super Bowl. I think we're going to call it the curse of Jimmy Johnson, because after he fired Jimmy Johnson, there has been no success.
Yeah, it is, because you know why? Because Jerry Jones wants to be the fucking coach. If he doesn't want to share the fucking side, that's always been the problem.
People said, "Hey, Jimmy Johnson's a great coach," and he's like, "Anybody could have done that. I could have done that. I'm going to do that." He's fine.
And that's the fucking problem. And the other problem, his son is going to inherit everything and do the same fucking thing.
Yeah, the Cowboys. It's a little bit of it should be a little bit of fear for Cowboys fans, but they have been drafting very well. The talent acquisition has been on par.
No, they always usually do good with draft picks. The problem is keeping the people, because Jerry Jones is always putting his head where it should not be. He doesn't let the coaches coach. He doesn't let them do what they do the best, and he's interfering in every
I would say that step. They kept I would say that
Mike Vrabel just found out about that.
I would say that they kept Jason Garrett, or they kept Jason Garrett too long. They kept Zeke Elliott too long. So sometimes they're just holding on to stuffed animals that smell like piss, and you're like, "Hey kid, give me the goddamn thing. It's broken. It's done with," sort of thing. The Dolphins also have this problem where they're like, "All right, Tua doesn't know his name again. Anybody want to fucking tell him what his name is?" By the way, Tua Tagovailoa is the perfect person to manipulate the concussion protocol.
I was just about to say concussion alert.
They go up to him. He's on the ground.
They
say, "How many fingers am I holding up?" "Tua, 2. You're right. Oh, fuck. He's got it. He did it. Get up. We need you.
Get your ass up and play.
Get the fuck. Yeah, get in here and fucking, bleed for us, sort of thing." But oh God, what the hell were we talking about there?
No, I'm just saying that's like football. They're trying to expand it overseas, but it's not going to get to that level ever, because the parents here are like, no, I don't want my child retarded at 10 years old. Or I'm sorry, I can't say retarded anymore.
You can.
Whoa, you said that with the hard R word, Triston. Come on.
Hard R's.
Whoa. Canceled, sir.
You got you know what the funniest thing
is? It's okay. Nobody watches the show anyway.
They watch just for the R word. So, Triston, there was a funny thing with Norm Macdonald when he tried to correct himself by saying retarded. He says, "Oh man, that's fucking autistic." He corrected himself by saying that, and it's such a Norm thing to do. Where they're like, "Oh, that's wrong too."
Yeah, it is a generational thing.
But it's also this.
If kids don't want to say retarded, then that's fine. You're better than me. I say it all the time. I'm not saying it about retards. I say it about normal people acting like fucking retards when they're driving down the road, and I'm like 15 miles an hour. It says 35, but here we go. Here we are.
It's not right? People, they get mad with the fucking pronouns. I'm like, you should be happy. I'm Gen X. You should be happy I'm even trying to remember your.
100%.
Because I'm like, most people don't even try. Like, listen, you're he, she, they. I respect it, but give me a second, give me a beat before you cancel me.
I like the way you say that.
Before you bring out the phone and say, hey, hi, do you know how many followers I have on Instagram? 17.
about your followers.
I need you to take a fucking beat and just tone it down.
But they want to be offended so quickly. They want to be offended.
They're looking for a fight that they'll never have because all
Triston,
the
I need to bring this up because it's worldwide. Not to say even it's worldwide. It is probably worldwide that mostly every single waterway in the world in general has been polluted in some way so far, where you cannot go to any place without it being partially polluted by something.
Unless you're in Lithuania. They have clean water there.
They do, yeah.
Google it, Sparky. Tell them, show them, prove it.
Put it up on the map, Sparky. No, so the reason why I say that is because there was this great story that came out, and I posted it on the Podguyz Podcast website for Facebook, and it was about cocaine fish.
Oh,
now, Triston, you may be looking to yourself, being like,
I know where this is going.
Cocaine fish. That sounds like an epic fucking
Sounds like the British Isles. Sounds like the British Isles to me.
It has happened in the British Isles. It has happened in Middle Eastern Europe. It's happened all over the country in general. The United States has now officially brought it out there and said that we are officially putting cocaine in with the salmon because it makes them swim faster.
Cocaine makes everything faster. It's everything. Not just the fish. You tap some, you'll run a marathon in 2 hours too. Go ahead, try it. I promise you.
I love the comments on this story, by the way. Joshua Ment says, 2 questions. Who's paying for the study and who is buying the salmon below? Good questions, by the way. Throwing it out there.
True. It's blow for the row, by the way.
Cody Sims says, and humans exposed to cocaine can dance way longer.
Duh. We've known that since the 70s.
When the DEA started cracking down on cocaine, disco died. Like, what the fuck? 1980.
They need to bring disco back because that would be a good reason to do pure cocaine again.
Absolutely.
These kids need a little
clean water. Clean water.
Well, right, they're giving their...
See, I was right. Thank you, Sparky.
Yeah, that's only place.
Oh, it's Ron Morgan, Tony. Ron Morgan says, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck did 3 lines of coke?
Classy.
He would be dead. He would be deceased.
He would be a dead. No, don't give woodchucks cocaine. They will not.
Triston, they have scientifically said that salmon swim 1.9 times further and faster than controlled fish.
I see, and then their hearts explode and then they fucking die. Ooh, bam, dead. But that was the best death. That was the best death ever.
They've wondered why the Atlantic salmon always say, "Hey, look at my little friend."
You know what this really is? Now. This is not giving fish cocaine. This is giving scientists an excuse to use cocaine. They're like, hey guys, guess what we found out? Guess what we found out with the fish? It's like, guys, have you been doing coke again? No. But the fish have. The fish are swimming faster on it. It's like, God damn it, they've been doing coke again. Son of a bitch.
Triston, if you add cocaine,
yes, I have. What do you mean had? Yes, I have cocaine. I have it right here.
Triston, if you add cocaine to a natural waterway,
what
happens to the water?
It was Tony. He was just doing salmon up his nose. That wasn't cocaine.
I just had a bit of residue. Just a bit.
When the coke is
stop it.
When the coke's so pure, it looks like caviar.
So that's the reason why they say cocaine and caviar. They go together.
Caviar.
It's a rich man's drug, caviar. That's what it was.
Yeah, I only believe it when the caviar bakes in a spoon.
That's heroin, isn't it?
Wait, I'm quoting Bobby Brown on that one, okay? Chris Brown's father.
You mean Christopher Brown?
Hold on.
Brown.
We got a sponsorship news. UPS, what can Brown do for you? Not Chris or Bobby, but
nothing.
What can Brown do?
Oh, is that the heroin?
Brought to you by Spirit Airlines and
Airlines.
UPS Brown.
And heroin.
And heroin. All the
Brought to you
heroin.
by Spirit Airlines. Get off our plane, fatty.
I heard Brown said, "Have we moved on to heroin now?"
Yeah, it's all right. It's something to move. It's called a.
They're asking for a fat-free workplace, so they're going to involve trampolines in some way into Spirit Airlines.
Tom Lundy says, "Imagine the animal rights activists here that would be flipping their lids over this." Two replies: "Tom, you're a douchebag. Nobody cares about your opinion," says Heather Friedman. And Susan Thomas says, "What do you think? I'm an idiot?" What the fuck is Susan even talking about? Sparky, flip that board around. People are getting crazy in the comments here.
Oh, they're commenting.
Say hello to my fishy friend. I get the face. Oh my god. Yeah.
But I will. This is a shocker. You know where the most drug use I've seen is at China, Australia, and the UK.
Oh yeah,
massive. And you know what they don't have? Gun laws.
Right.
No guns. No guns.
But they like to fight. They like to fist fight in Australia.
And they like to stab people.
That's a real thing. No, that
is perfect for filleting fish.
Yeah, they will fucking stab you and then cut the fish up and then go to a fish fry.
I believe it. That's
cut, shank, and shit need. Fuck it.
That feels like an old Foster's Australian. That feels like an old Foster's Australian for beer commercial right there.
Well, shit, it's fucking Crocodile Dundee down there.
Wait, is it what? Instead of Foster's Australian for beer, I guess it's salmon Australian for cocaine.
It's cocaine from Raga Bear, right?
It's cocaine from the dead orphan baby. What the fuck?
What?
Oh, I just opened his laugh. I don't want to hear it, although it sounds okay in Australian, but I know it's not. It's not good, right? It's not a good thing.
I mean, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
Wink, wink, wink.
That's how you know I just did too much cocaine. My eyes can't stop blinking.
That's okay though. You
know what? We've talked about enough entertainment. Or have we? Or have we talked about enough?
I would say he starts blinking in Morse code there just to throw it out. The cocaine goes in.
Triston, is there anyone that you would like to publicize on our show as far as PR? You're a PR guy, so is there anybody that you're pushing right now? Are you pushing yourself? Maybe a little entertainment, fashion, whatever it might be.
I'm not pushing anything right now because, as I said before, tomorrow I'm flying to Africa to be as black as Whoopi Goldberg's lips. That's my objective for the next week. I'm going on sabbatical. I turned 50 2 weeks ago, and I'm going on
happy
sabbatical.
birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Hey, you're in the same birth month as my daughter. She turns 1 on the 29th. One.
Is she saying "fuck you, daddy" yet? Is she? Can she talk?
She
yet?
did.
No, she's whenever whenever. No,
3 different languages already.
Triston, she does this whenever we're driving because I do that. I'm like, oh, look at her go.
Look at her throwing gang signs
throwing
already.
the fingers. Yeah, the Bloods and the Crips are like, oh, yeah. As soon as I can get her to do the Crip walk, we're gonna try to do that too. That way.
Well, you better be nice to her. She's the one who's going to give you your fresh crack pipe when you're 70.
Well, a subtle crack pipe when I'm 70, and then
nothing too fashionable.
Once I take a couple hits from that subtle crack pipe, I'm going to run for president of if we're the United States still, because why the fuck not?
You want to get shot at every other week? Okay.
Every other week, I want a bullet flying through my fucking ear. I want somebody at least running at me with a shotgun once in a while. That way I can get out in front of the press and be like, that dude was a loser. Look at him. He's on the ground. Winners are standing up in a tuxedo. See how stupid that feels to say? I feel stupid just saying that.
Have you let your wife know this? Because have you let her know you have to marry at least 2 more times and have 2 more children by other people to even be eligible for president now?
You're right. You're right. I guess so that would be correct not only for Donald Trump, but that would be correct for Joe Biden because his wife died in a mysterious accident, and then he ended up marrying the Jill, who was their babysitter at the time. Weird enough, right? But dude, Triston, I don't even have a problem with that too much, but I do have a problem with 1 year later. Dude, if my wife died, I'm not hooking up a year later with anybody. A year? Fucking a year? No, he got married a year later. What the fuck? That feels...
He had enough time to mourn. He was 82. He was 82 then. He thought his life was almost over. He didn't know he lived another 70 years.
Joe Biden was 36 then. He was 36 years old then. He was 36. And he's like, well...
82 mentally. 36.
Here's something for you. Joe's fucking kid Bo dies. That's a tragic thing to happen. But at the wedding, at the funeral, you don't go up to his widowed wife and say, hey, maybe you should hook up with Hunter. What the fuck? And then it actually happened.
I apologize because I know that Joe Biden's from Philly, and anybody from Philly can beat your ass.
Joe Biden's from
black or white. No,
Joe Biden is
from Philly.
Jill's from Philly.
So
Joe is originally from Scranton, PA for 2 weeks. His life story.
By the way, that's the town that we happen to do this show out of.
His life story reflects a little bit like Home Alone. Okay, Home Alone, where they're like, oh shit, we're missing a kid, and then they're like, oh man, we forgot Joe, and they send for him, and they literally send for him. So it's just like any politician kind of now Joe talks about when he was his heritage in coal mining. His family had roots in coal mining. Technically true. Okay.
Yeah, but he's a nepo politician, isn't he?
No, not at all. No, he had to dive deep into the pro bono work for a little bit of time. And he got that because he was asked by DA of Delaware to not work for him. So he decided to do pro bono work for drug dealers, and then found out that some drug dealers were actually working for the DEA and wanted to make a little, and he wanted to make a little bit of a stink of it, but not to help. But Triston, I can't make this more clear enough. Not to specifically help his clients, but to help him. His clients were still in some bad shape, and then eventually he left the defense attorney's office and went right to the ADA, and then he went to DA, and then went to Senate real quick within a year and a half. But in between of that time, his wife was mysteriously died in a car accident, and I mean a vicious. Dude, this did not look like an accident. All over again. They never found the driver who ran into her, and one of his kids died in the whole thing too, right? But without skipping a beat, Joe Biden got married 8 or 9 months later to the woman who was their babysitter, Jill, which is that's fast, right? That's fast for anybody. So
Jill, like in his defense, Jill was hot. Have you seen the pictures of her back?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Can you blame him?
If I was that balding, okay, and I got a Jill Biden over there, I'd be like, really? Are you?
She looked like Charlie's Angels. Listen, I would have said, yeah, listen. Jill was hitting it back in the day. Jill looked good. Why would he say no to that?
Triston, Joe was probably eating dinner with her.
She was hitting it like an Olympic gymnast.
Yeah, Triston, Joe was probably eating dinner with her on a date, and he's just like, I told you my wife is dead, right? Like, he probably brought that up a lot.
And she was like, I don't care. Just give me the ring.
She's like, I know.
Ring, Joe.
She's like, Joe, I know you're a ruthless bastard, and that's fine. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. She just wanted to be president because who else was running the White House? There is no way.
Right.
There was no way I could look at that situation. And according to the Epstein emails, that was a dude with a mask on. And maybe that's a little bit of a reason why the emails weren't released during the 4 years of the Biden presidency.
That's the thing. He should have stepped down during that first term. That's what he was supposed to do. That was the plan, wasn't it? Not
that was supposed to be the plan.
And he didn't do it.
So
that's why we're here.
He fell asleep so long that he forgot.
Nancy Pelosi came. Well, Triston, Nancy Pelosi came to his bedside and said, "Joe, what we're gonna do is we're gonna Scooby Doo that mask off, you motherfucker. We're gonna get you in jail for treason if you don't drop out of this shit." So,
one of my favorite times was them in the White House at the Easter egg hunt.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which was phenomenal. He had no clue where he was. He had no clue what was going on. And he's like, Easter egg hunt. Ooh, that sounds great. There's children here.
That's a lot of.
Okay.
So that's a lot of stimulation. If I'm 80 some years old and I see a giant bunny next to me and I'm like, I wouldn't. I'd be a little.
He was like, "Oh, Jesus is coming back early. He's coming for me.
I'd be shaken up too, Yeah, I actually made a fake account on Triston. I made a fake account on Twitter called Joe Biden 2028. I made this back in 2021, right? So I just make Joe Biden 2028 say a whole bunch of crazy shit. It's a lot of fun. People, the inbox messages are just awful though. Like people have called me horrible things on there.
Phenomenal.
So the last one I put on there that said a little bit of a firestorm is I put down as being Joe Biden 2028. I put down, hey, right wingers, why are you always trying to save the polar caps, but now you're anti-ice? What up with that?
He won't even be alive in 2028, and you know it.
Of course he will. They're gonna wheel him out there. He's gonna fucking walk around like the wax figure. They're gonna weekend at Bernie's that motherfucker. They're gonna shock him back to life. They're gonna bury him up next to the Micmac tribe in Maine, Stephen King's fictitious area, pet cemetery. They're gonna bring him back. He's gonna just start walking around. Sparky's gonna flip that big board around. We're gonna see what Sparky has caught before. Flip it around, Spark. What's going on there? Hey there, Jill. Get out of the pool and feel my hairy legs. Help me, Corn Pop. She screamed, help, Corn Pop. Corn Pop was her ex before Joe ended up, telling everybody how Corn Pop ran with some bad dudes.
Bad dudes.
Yeah, Corn man. Pop. The Corn Pop speech was where they probably said, Joe, come over here. And they probably,
give him some worders.
Yeah, no, they said, come here. They said,
you know that Joe. Motherfucker has pocket candy.
They said, come here, Joe. Let's tell you about the rabbits near the stream over here. Let's talk about the rabbits. And
but I still thank you, Joe, for at least giving us a bit of sanity the last 10 years. A bit.
Something,
because I'm like, God damn it, I just drag him half dead through the White House is for all I care.
I always say the first debate, if you say there was a concierge, right? And you said, hey, I have some complaints about this whole nation. Where do I go to complain about and get something done? And the concierge says, you go down the hall, fourth door on your left, and you tell your complaints there. So the guy gets back and he says to the concierge, he says, that was just two old guys talking about their golf game. And he's like, yeah, that was
That's
right.
what I meant. That's what I meant.
It was the Somalian daycare and two guys talking about their
you got the correct door. It's a shit mess right now. No matter Crazy. Which way you slice it.
It's exactly. And it's like the Democrats have no plan. The Republicans are driving the whole fucking nation into the ground. What is going to happen? Who is Gavin Newsom the only one that even has anything right now?
I don't know what Gavin Newsom really has. He's been a face that has not only created COVID policies over there and then been the same person to break them, but he there was a desalinization plant that he also botched the negotiation on. So and the wildfires out there in California, for some odd reason, California has no plan on getting rid of these eucalyptus trees that keep causing microscopic fucking oil. Yeah. Why get rid of the fucking trees? But environmentalists have claimed the trees to be essential because they're not even supposed to be there to begin with. So, I mean, there's so much on the table that Gavin Newsom could have done, didn't do, and then decided to raise a tax probably. I don't know what the guy really does.
At the end of the day, you cannot bring California to the whole country because this is a very specific singular state. That's the first thing. That's
California. The reason I flew my wife in through San Francisco because their immigration is streamlined when it comes to international visas and stuff like that, right? They know how to use technology like a computer, first and last name, and abbreviate. Like Oregon, Washington, Arizona, and New Mexico were all supposed to be on the same idea as well, until you had people running on the idea of fuck that's going to cost us money. And then the federal government kind of holding back on the idea as well. This was during the George W. Bush administration when Homeland Security didn't know what the fuck they were. Homeland Security, by the way, if you explain it the way it was explained back during 9/11 days, it just sounds like a fucking group chat. That's all it sounds like. It just sounds like a group chat. Like, oh, this is going to help the FBI and the CIA and everybody communicate. Dude, that's fucking Facebook Messenger. What are you even talking about? Right? So then they had to remake an idea for Homeland Security. And they said maybe there's
the whole Reddit thread.
It's Telegram.
It's Telegram. I'm sorry. It's Telegram. My bad.
Telegram. They should just call it a Reddit thread.
No, Telegram is in cocaine. Telegram, cocaine. That's today.
I got the reference.
Telegram.
Homeland Security then Homeland Security then had to say to themselves, well, we're going to just help the TSA out. And they're like, is that all you do? They're like, no, we also charge more for naturalization of citizenship now. And they're like, well, what do you do though? They're like, well, did we tell you about the charging more? They're like, yeah, but what function do you have what do you do? Well, I feel like it's that fucking scene from The Office, like where they say, tell Office Space, where they say, tell us what you do. And Homeland Security starts freaking out like that fat guy saying, I'm good with people. I swear, I'm good with people. They need me. I'm good with people. And they're freaking out because they don't have a function anymore. There's ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, and then there's Homeland Security. The fuck do they do? What do they do? What did they do? They don't do. CIA deals with terrorism. FBI deals with terrorism. Homeland Security talks to them, hangs out, says, hey guys, what's up?
It's a money grab. It's
a money grab. Exactly. It's an expansion. George W. Bush talked about not expanding the government, and all he did was do it by 3 times, right? Barack Obama turned into and this was through Julian Assange.
It's the same reason why we have Space Force.
Barack Obama Space Force. We're going to get the aliens. What we're going to do, we're going to take the aliens.
It sounds like the sequel to Spaceballs. I'm just like,
I love it. I love it.
It does.
It's a cash grab for black market and black site downloads of money. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm totally down for Space Force if we have if we have less people that believe in the flat Earth and less people that believe that we didn't land on the moon. I'm all for Space Force then. It's something to prove that the Earth is round and something to prove that we landed on the moon. All right, if that's what we're using Space Force for, that's great. And you know what that sounds like, Tony? That sounds like NASA. But nobody trusts NASA because NASA fucking doesn't
do anything anymore.
They don't do anything either. They're like, hey,
they
guys,
went broke.
How do you go broke if you're a goddamn government entity? You don't.
There you go.
Print the fuck more money. How do you say, hey, guys, guess what? We don't have any of it. So who forgot to fund that and is funding? Who's
Elon
funding
Musk?
Who is funding transgender studies to see if frogs feel like fucking frogs still? I don't get that idea, and it sounds like a CIA psyop. Just throwing it out there, probably is. You know,
it's the same government that funds cocaine for fish.
They need the cocaine, Tony, so that way caviar can give you that high that you've always desired.
And now they just went back to the moon and like nobody cares. I'm like, so go to Mars.
Well, that's
bitch.
the thing. That's another thing. They went to the moon on April Fool's Day. Who the fuck does that if they're trying to prove that they're not fucking around? Why would you do this? Of all days to pick of the year, you don't pick April Fool's Day, you fucking idiots. They already
think the first one was a fake. I'm like, what?
Do you know why? Do you want to know why? And this is probably the more legit reason of why they went to the moon. China landed themselves on the dark side of the moon. Supposedly they have a base on the moon that is not necessarily even sending vital minerals and nutrients back to Earth, but they want to see why and how much is actually going on. So I'm saying that it's a money grab by the federal government. That would probably be the reasoning behind it. And the fact that nobody can see what's going on there unless you actually take a spacecraft, orbit around the moon, even the dark side, because if you take a look, they went dead silent for, what was it, 15, 20 minutes?
It did, and you know, the weird thing is that the moon doesn't have any rotation, Tristan. That's the weird thing. It doesn't. It's the only moon that doesn't have rotation to it. That's fucking weird. That's like, I always say that if you were creating something and you're like, oh shit, I still can't get Earth to do the whole thing. And they're like, you know, like it's a wobbly table. Just put a little something there and then to make it all evened out. So whoever created this design put a little something there and they're like, there, look, it's good now. See, the moon's gravitational pull and all that nice crap. It's like, well, won't they be suspicious that it doesn't rotate? I don't know. They're still killing each other over invisible people, so I think we're good for a long time.
You went right down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. Okay, why can't we go down that rabbit hole, Tony?
I was happy with the crack pipe and cocaine, but
I know.
Listen, we need.
Weren't we all, Tristan? Weren't we all?
Tristan, if China was really on the moon right now, you would see it. in big letters, they would put down "fuck Taiwan," and you'd be like, "Yo, man, why did you have to do that?" You know, because that's the first thing that they would do. The second thing they would do is they would set up a Alibaba factory or Temu of some sort, right? And you get your fucking deliveries.
Wayfair's all over again.
You get your deliveries in 12 hours, not that 24-hour Amazon bullshit. You know.
And
that
speaking
we're all
of fucking space travel, I just found out what the fucking plot of Project Hail Mary was today, because I haven't heard anything about this movie. I'm literally paid to watch movies and critique them. I haven't even seen this damn movie.
What was the plot of it?
They're going to space because the sun is dying, and the plot is they have to go to. They send one person, Ryan Gosling.
Oh, okay.
Call back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Have you seen this? Has anybody seen this?
No,
movie?
I've seen clips on TikTok, and I immediately get disinterested because I see Ryan Gosling and he's
seen it.
Talking to a robot. Sparky, go ahead.
He was at the red carpet affair.
He was.
All right.
Yeah. The Sparky, what'd you think of the movie?
Sparky. No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's it.
Okay.
It wasn't like
he didn't like it.
No, but like, so they sent one guy to figure it out.
No, they didn't. They sent more than one.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin the. I don't want to ruin the plot, but
you don't want to take Tristan's job from him.
Ruin it up.
Ruin it. Just ruin it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Tell me.
It was actually a crew that went. And he was the only survivor after something happened.
Smoked too much crack.
And that robot thing that he's talking to is actually an alien from another planet.
Okay.
And it turns into, this alien could actually help me save the sun.
It turns out it was a team of 5 Hasidic Jews who were going in for minerals.
Oh my God. The whole time.
I knew it.
Yeah, it was, Tony.
It was the Jewish mafia.
The Jewish mafia.
That's
son of a bitch.
It was actually another group of aliens, but hey, we're not gonna.
It is what it is.
How can you end on that, Sparky? We're not gonna.
Whatever. We gotta wrap this shit up anyway.
Wrap it up. Yeah, wrap it up.
Tristan, can you believe it's been over an hour, sir?
I can't, but I'm pleasantly pricked.
This is the best hour on internet history right now. We do not stop with the fun here on the Podguyz Podcast. It is always a pleasure having a guest on here. Tony scours the internet to try to find us the best of the best all around. And Tristan, you have certainly been one of the best guests we've ever had on, honestly.
Love it.
I had a lot of fun, guys, and now that you've kicked me off the show,
I will never.
Please consider me for Employee of the Month for my one appearance. Because if you don't, I'm going to sue you.
Boom! We are going to send you the trophy, sir.
I'm the DEI hire. Don't forget about me. But also, don't drug test me.
Now, I need to say you're probably at least the most prolific, interviewee that we've had on in a long time.
Lies.
I love it.
I cashed at him before this show, so he can say
true.
That. That's what I did. Kevin, sorry, I had no more money. Sorry.
That's all right, Tristan. That's all right. You said you get paid to critique movies, right?
Yes, correct.
So we do have some movie theories here. If you don't mind, have you ever seen the movie Rocky?
Of course I've seen Rocky. How dare you? How do you fucking insult me like this?
Whoa!
Rocky.
Whoa!
I'm just asking.
Rope it back, Tristan. Rope it back. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Oh God. So, Tristan, there's Tristan, there's a movie theory I have, and I've been really forcing this through every chat.
By the way, prolific black actors. Amazing.
Carl Weathers.
Rest in peace.
One of the best.
Mr. T.
Action Jackson.
Carl Weathers. Rest in peace.
Okay.
Then you have. What's your question? Biggest
scumbag character in movie history. Mick Rocky's trainer. What a scumbag. What a total scumbag of a person. And I could name exactly.
Look on your face, Tristan says, really?
Total
What?
scumbag. The biggest scumbag in movie history. Rocky won. We're introduced to Mick, and only because Rocky's wondering, why doesn't his locker combination work anymore? Mick has replaced Rocky's locker because he said he's a fucking bum that works for the mafia. And
that's
all that
his
nice
exact
crap, right?
wording.
And breaks knuckles or whatever. By the way, Rocky needs to live inside of a house too, okay? So he needs a job, he needs to work and all that nice crap, right? So Mickey
Rocky's
says...
a leg breaker.
He's a leg breaker. He's got to do what he's got to do, right? Mickey says, fuck you. You don't get a locker now. Go to hell. You're nobody.
Fucking nothing.
You're a bum.
You're a bum.
When something miraculous happens to Rocky, right? Rocky is so much of an honest person. He says, oh, no, he thought he was just in there for a sparring partner for Carl Weathers' character, Apollo Creed. But in fact, he's getting the shot at the heavyweight champion.
Boom.
Okay.
Motivation.
Scumbag Mick's got money in his eyes, and he says, "Oh, you know what you need? You need a manager." And Rocky tells him off a little bit, but then feels bad and says, "You know what? Yeah, I guess you could manage me." And what does Mick do? The absolute worst job of training somebody I've ever seen in fucking movie history. And I'll give you
backwards country bumpkin bullshit.
Tristan, I swear to God, if I ever saw an old man and a younger, in shape Italian guy, and one guy's running after a chicken, I said, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? And the old man says, I'm training this guy to be heavyweight champion of the world. I would say, you know what? Your guy's going to go fucking blind. Okay. Because what the fuck? This is no way to train ever. Right. And we know how poor of a trainer Mick is by Rocky 3, not just because he dies, but because Apollo literally retrains Rocky overnight. It takes him 2 months to retrain Rocky with something called footwork. Okay. Footwork. Rocky's like, Mick never had me do this. And Apollo, who has experience over 2 movies of beating the fuck out of Rocky, who's never moved out of stance 1. Okay. Ever moved out of stance 1. And by the way, he was probably really surprised that Apollo Creed wasn't a chicken he had to chase in a fucking alleyway. Okay. That was probably right off the rip, exclusively shocking. Okay. And Apollo looks at him. He's like, yeah, but he didn't look at him like, I know, because I beat the shit out of you 2 times in a row. And the only time you actually won was because you were too dumb to stay down and I was too tired to get up. That's the only reason. He goes almost blind. And in Rocky 2, here we go with the sequel. Mick, once again, watches the TV while Apollo's trying to get Rocky a rematch and satisfy his ego. And what does Mick do? Mick proves to Rocky after Rocky says, hey, Mick, I just lost my job. Can I hang out? Can I help at the gym? And Mick says, no, I don't want you hanging out at my gym to help out for free even, because I don't want you doing anything and blah, blah, blah. Not for his pride, but Mick never liked Rocky. He just wanted his money. Now, Rocky gets to the point, right?
Greedy motherfucker.
Total scumbag, right? Here comes the worst move. Rocky comes to Mick and he says, maybe you could just train me and I could blah, blah, blah. Mick slaps him in the face and says, see, you didn't even see that coming. But by the way, Mick, you also were the reason why he didn't see that coming, because you didn't teach him how to do this or footwork or the fuck anything. So you just proved how fucking scummy of a person you are by slapping the guy you blinded with your bad training, you scumbag piece of shit. And he says, what do you think Apollo's going to do? Okay. What do you think? And Rocky says, he's going to hurt me bad. He'll hurt you permanent. You remember that? Okay. Cut 10 minutes later where Mickey's knocking at Rocky's door because he sees Apollo on TV. Money's in his eyes again. Okay. And he says, hey, let's knock his block off. Asshole. You gotta be fucking with me. 10 minutes ago, you just said he's gonna kill your boxer. 10 minutes ago, you said that. And now, oh no, there's money involved. And by the way, Tristan, Mick, I know what you're thinking. Maybe he got better at training people. No, he got worse. He got worse at training people. He got so bad that this is Mick's big surprise. He says, hey, Rocky.
He got so drunk that he recurred his character in the 1970s Batman as a fucking penguin.
This is what happened. He says, and you remember Rocky 2, right? He says, hey, Rocky, you know what really threw him off last time? You fought him left-handed because you're a southpaw, and that's what left-handed means. And Rocky's like, right?
Okay.
I got it, right? And he's like, this time, we're really going to trip him up. You're going to fight right-handed. Holy fuck. Are you going to get this man?
Are you sure?
You're going to have him fight with his not. You're going to reteach him in a couple months how to be a right-handed fighter? I'm dead fucking serious, man. And Rocky's like, oh, okay, Mick, you know best because you've manipulated me my whole entire fucking training.
Whole life.
He's manipulated Mick manipulated Rocky so hard he got only Paulie had pointed out to Rocky. Only Paulie had pointed out to Rocky.
Wait, use the hard R, Kevin. Use the hard R.
Paulie pointed out to Rocky. He says, Rocky, I hooked you up with my sister. And all you did was buy me a watch. He says, all Mickey did was get you hurt in the ring in Rocky 3. All Mickey did was get you hurt in the ring, and you gave him a spot in your mansion, right? Think about that. Think about how hard you manipulate somebody into thinking that they need you, that you are now living with them. And Mickey...
Paulie officially said, remember when he said, my sister's a retard, and retards love the zoo.
Retards love the zoo. So by the way, so Mickey, Triston, by the way, Mickey is worried about Mickey's money, Triston. Mickey is worried about Mickey's money, okay? Think about that. So he's putting up all these fights for Rocky. He's a bunch of has-beens and never will be again until Clubber Lang, by the way, one of the best performances I've ever seen in movie history.
Beautiful.
Mr. T playing Clubber Lang.
Mr. T.
Holy shit. He owned that character to a T. Hey, woman, like, holy shit. He gripped every workout season. Everybody felt, oh, shit, Rocky's going to get fucked up. But they didn't know.
Super heavyweight, too.
Boy,
heavyweight. Massive.
Mick was training him by having him hit bubbles in the fucking air, like usual, because why the fuck not, right?
Chase the chickens, Rock!
And then when Clubber Lang gives him the slightest pushback, when Mick gets the slightest amount of pushback by any person,
heart attack!
Gives him a slight pushback, he dies instantly. Instantly dies. And Rocky's so attached to this person. He says, Mick, what do I do? And Mick, in his final words, is a dick. Okay? He said he's a fucking dick. He's a total dick.
Mick's a dick.
He says, what the fuck do you mean you don't know what to do? Dude, no shit, he doesn't know what to do because you suck at this. And if he did, he wouldn't need you around, you scumbag of a person, you piece of shit. Mickey is such a scumbag that he leaves Rocky his bankrupt of a business tax evasion haven gym. And we find this out in Rocky 5 when Rocky loses all of his fucking money because of it. So Mickey fucks him over so hard. Because he uses
it as a fucking wash plant.
Mickey fucks him over so hard, man, that he even comes back as a force ghost and says, hey, remember that bullshit jewelry I gave you? Well,
it's worthless, Rock.
It's worth $1. And go fuck yourself. It's worth
you can't trust any Mickeys. Mickey or Mickey Mouse.
It's worth barely.
Right. You can't rock the house with the mouse.
He comes back as a force ghost and says, hey, Rocky, go fuck yourself. And Rocky's like, fucking brain riddled, doesn't know where he's at. Ever.
Fuck you, Burgess Meredith.
Like, he's just there. He's there. And for some odd reason, everyone online I talked to says Mickey was one of the best trainers of all time. Fuck you. He almost got his boxer killed several times. 3 to be exact, twice by the same guy. And then once his strategy was, hey, be right-handed. Why the fuck is that a strategy? You stupid fuck. Are you out of your mind? It's not a strategy. That's you being an asshole.
The death sentence.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, but Mick had to be the worst, and I mean the worst character.
The worst character.
What a scumbag. Darth Vader. At least Darth Vader. Darth Vader, right? Blows up a whole planet. But at least he didn't say, oh, well, I did good by that planet. Dude, we knew what Darth Vader was. Mick was so manipulating, he manipulated the audience. In Rocky 5, Rocky says to Tommy Gunn. He says, you got to watch out for these managers because they'll take everything you got and then they'll take everything. And I'm thinking to myself, no shit, Rocky. They will? When did that? How do you have
right now?
How do you have experience with that, Rocky? You want to bring up Mick? You want to talk about why you're all fucking broke right now? Do you want to? Because you should. You should probably talk about why you can't remember your own name, or you don't want to hang out with your kid because you're pretty sure he'll figure out that you're fucked up in the head, or you'll figure out that he's a scumbag the whole time. And Paulie, by the way, always got Rocky a job. All right. Sure, he
always had his back.
Sure, he beat up his sister on Thanksgiving, but I've never known an Italian. I've never known an Italian from Philly to not beat up their sister on Thanksgiving.
Okay, now I feel safe using the R word now. The Italians are going to kill you tomorrow.
I mean, listen, I have said nothing. Listen, if they didn't kill me after my Columbus speech, I think I'm pretty good. All right.
Okay. Well,
oh yeah.
I think they're fine. But all I'm saying is, so now you can watch the movie again, Triston, but through that lens of Mickey being the total scumbag that he is. And I'm sorry.
Thank you for now. You're gonna fuck up my childhood.
I know.
That's what Triston based his life upon.
Oh man.
Hey, don't fucked up my childhood. I gotta rewatch this shit. I'm triggered now.
Jeez, I'm telling you though, man. Watch it again, and every time you watch Mickey, just be like, oh my god, there he goes. There he goes. He's fucking.
Tristan's gonna go into Morocco with a whole different mindset.
I know. I'm like, god damn. I was looking for a crack pipe now.
Yo, Mickey was looking at. Remember when Rocky was knocked down and Mickey's like screaming, "Stay down! Let's get paid! Let's get out of here!" Who says that? You're supposed to motivate your fucking boxer to get up and kick some ass. You don't say
Tristan's trying to get to the he's trying to get darker than Britney Spears' soul in fucking Morocco.
I know.
That was good.
Touche, sir. Touche.
Oh, my goals, life goals,
Life goals are there, but the Mickey theory still holds very true.
What is Sparky putting up here? I'm scared now.
Devin Neary is here. Get him.
Oh, look at that. Italy. All of Italy.
All of Italy.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The boot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Mickey Goldwater would be a little more east there, Sparky.
Well,
he tried.
With a name yeah.
Triston, it has been our absolute pleasure to have you on, sir.
Likewise, sir.
I don't think I've laughed this hard in a while.
It's been a while.
Sir, if people were going to get a hold of you just to have you on their illustrious podcast, sir, how would they do that?
They would do it by Instagram or Threads, and they can find me at #Triston212. That's the easiest way. That's the easiest way.
The way you say that with such magnificent, just fucking allure. Oh,
that's just the wine talking.
Love it.
That's just the one, because now look, I'm empty.
Oh man.
So now that's definitely
somebody bring him wine. Somebody.
No, because
sommeliers across the world bring him wine.
Now I'm gonna go smoke crack. You all, my day's over. Now I'm gonna go smoke some crack. You know how we do over here.
Smoke crack and chase penguins. It's what we do.
It's decriminalized over here. We can do whatever drug we want.
That's the long way to do a Jaeger bomb, right?
Yeah, that's the short. This is the shortcut.
Save time, smoke crack, people.
Right. Exactly.
Sparky, if you were going to find us, where would you find us, sir?
You can find us on every single major streaming platform, including iHeart, Spotify, Spreaker, Deezer, CastBox, Pocket Cast, GeoReo, YouTube, Google, Amazon, and anywhere else there is a streaming service available.
Streaming services available worldwide, of course. Thank you very much, Triston, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, guys.
We are the Podguyz Podcast, bringing it to you every week with some great interviews. I got a big surprise for you guys next week. You're gonna have to wait to see.
All right.
Let's just call her Big Red. We're gonna call her Big Red.
Big Red. All right.
Big Red. I'll get into some craziness with that one. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary.
Of course, the ever-loving Picasso.
Ole Sparky.
We'll catch you next week. Have a great night, everyone.
Ciao, good night, guys.
Bye.